What if the exercise your doctor recommended for leg circulation is actually making things worse? As a surgeon, I witness this pattern every single week. Patients walk religiously, elevate their legs faithfully, wear compression socks daily, and still end up with cold feet, painful swelling, and eventually the falls that change everything. But what terrifies me most isn't the discomfort. It's that poor circulation after 60 serves as an early warning signal that can lead to slow healing wounds, serious infections, and in the worst cases, amputations. It's also one of the earliest indicators that your heart and arteries are under dangerous stress. Before you panic, I have incredible news. There are 5 specific movements that surgeons use in rehabilitation protocols that can actually reverse these problems. And I'm saving the most powerful one for last, because when you understand how it works at a physiological level, you'll never think about leg exercises the same way again. This knowledge could be the difference between hiking confidently at 80 or depending on a walker by 70. Let me first explain what's really happening inside your legs, because most people completely misunderstand what bad circulation actually means. It's not just cold toes or occasional tingling in your feet. After 60, your arteries naturally tighten and narrow due to age-related changes. Your veins weaken and lose elasticity. Blood starts pooling in your lower legs instead of flowing efficiently back up to your heart where it belongs. The statistics paint an alarming picture. By age 70, nearly 1 in 5 adults has measurable peripheral artery disease affecting their legs, and the majority don't even realize it yet. As a surgeon, I don't have the luxury of guessing about these issues. I see firsthand what happens when circulation problems aren't addressed early and aggressively. I watch minor swelling progress into open, non-healing sores. I observe balance deteriorate gradually until one seemingly minor fall triggers a devastating cascade of decline. But here's the breakthrough that changes everything. Effective rehabilitation doesn't rely on arbitrary step counts or how many miles you walk each day. It relies on specific, targeted movements that physically push blood back toward your heart, using something called the muscle pump effect. Once you understand which muscles drive that pump and how to activate them properly, the solution becomes surprisingly simple and incredibly effective.
The 5th movement on our countdown is ankle punks, which activate what doctors call your second heart. This exercise looks almost too simple to be effective, but surgeons prescribe this as the very first movement after leg surgery, specifically to prevent circulation collapse. Your calf muscles contain what we call the venous muscle pump, sometimes referred to as your body's second heart. Every single time this muscle contracts deliberately, it physically squeezes the veins running through your lower legs and pushes blood upward against the relentless pull of gravity. After 60, this natural pump weakens rapidly, especially if you spend long periods sitting. When it underperforms, blood pools stubbornly around your ankles, swelling increases visibly, oxygen delivery to tissues drops dangerously, and healing slows to an agonizing crawl. Clinical studies in vascular rehabilitation demonstrate that simple ankle pumping exercises can dramatically improve venous return and reduce lower leg swelling in older adults, even without any standing or walking involved. The key principle isn't intensity or speed, it's consistency and deliberate controlled contraction. To perform ankle pumps correctly, sit in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor. Lift your toes toward your shins while keeping your heels firmly planted. Hold briefly, then press your toes into the floor and lift your heels as if you're pressing down on a gas pedal. Move slowly and with complete control. Aim for 20 to 30 repetitions, 2 to 3 times throughout your day. You can perform this essential movement while watching television, reading a book, or sitting at the dinner table. This movement restores a critical pumping action that walking alone often fails to activate strongly enough after 60. Walking relies heavily on momentum and automatic reflexes. Ankle pumps create deliberate, focused contractions that actively move stagnant blood out of your lower legs. The result is warmer feet, visibly less swelling, and dramatically reduced pressure on fragile, vulnerable veins. It's also one of the safest possible ways to begin improving circulation if pain, balance issues, or chronic fatigue significantly limit your mobility.
But ankle pumps only wake the system up and prepare it for more demanding work. They don't provide the complete solution on their own. The fourth movement is seated leg lifts, which build what's called venous return capacity. Don't let the seated position fool you into thinking this exercise is easy or ineffective. A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that adults over 60 who performed seated leg lifts with light resistance improved their walking speed by an impressive 28% and their stair climbing ability by a remarkable 45% in just 8 weeks. Those numbers matter far more than most people initially realize. Walking speed isn't merely about general fitness or athletic ability. Doctors actually refer to it as the sixth vital sign because slower walking speed is directly and strongly linked to higher fall risk, accelerated loss of independence, and even shorter overall lifespan. Seated leg lifts work when traditional walking doesn't because they target your quadriceps and hip flexors simultaneously while forcing your core muscles to stabilize your entire body. These are the precise muscles that keep your legs functional and strong when you stand from a seated position, climb stairs, or rise from a chair. Traditional walking barely challenges these muscles sufficiently to prevent or reverse age-related decline. When these large muscle groups contract powerfully, they don't just build strength in isolation, they squeeze the major veins running through your thigh and actively help drive pooled blood back up toward your heart, reducing dangerous accumulation in your lower extremities.
To perform this exercise correctly, sit tall in a sturdy chair with your back pressed firmly against the backrest and both feet starting flat on the floor. Slowly lift one leg straight out in front of your body, keeping the knee as straight as comfortably possible. Hold that extended position for 2 full seconds, then lower slowly and with complete control, never simply letting your foot drop suddenly. That deliberate movement constitutes one complete repetition. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch sides and repeat. The critical detail that most people overlook is maintaining proper posture throughout. Keeping your back pressed firmly against the chair prevents using momentum to cheat the movement and forces the correct muscles to perform the actual work. That's precisely where the significant circulation benefit originates. As this movement becomes easier over several weeks, add light resistance in the form of ankle weights or a resistance band. Even adding just 1 or 2 pounds makes a measurable physiological difference. Research consistently shows that muscles respond positively to progressive resistance training at any age, and older adults often improve faster than younger people because they're typically starting from a lower baseline of strength. This movement effectively reduces joint stiffness, improves walking tolerance and endurance, and strengthens the large muscles responsible for moving blood through your upper legs, something that ankle pumps alone simply cannot accomplish. But even powerfully strong thighs won't adequately protect you if your balance system isn't firing correctly and responding quickly to threats. The third movement is supported calf raises, which serve as a fall prevention powerhouse. This targets the muscle group that doctors rarely test directly in routine examinations, yet it's often the very first reason seniors begin losing their hard-won independence. A landmark report cited extensively by the National Institute on Aging found something that shocked even experienced researchers. Calf strength emerged as one of the single strongest predictors of whether someone over 60 successfully maintains their independence long-term. Seniors with stronger, more resilient calves experienced dramatically fewer falls and were far less likely to require assisted living arrangements or constant supervision. Your calf muscles don't merely move your feet through space. They function as sophisticated mechanical pumps. Every single time they contract forcefully, they squeeze the deep veins embedded in your lower leg and physically force blood upward against the constant downward pull of gravity. Weak, deconditioned calves mean blood pools excessively, swelling increases noticeably, oxygen delivery to tissues drops precipitously, and balance reactions slow to dangerous levels. This is precisely why surgeons and rehabilitation teams obsess over this seemingly simple movement, even though it appears almost too basic to be effective. What makes this movement fundamentally different from others is that it doesn't just build raw strength in isolation. It simultaneously retrains both your circulation system and your balance reflexes, the exact combination your body desperately relies upon to prevent a catastrophic fall. To perform supported calf raises properly, stand securely behind a sturdy chair or kitchen countertop and hold on lightly for balance support. Rise up smoothly onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as comfortably possible.
At the very top of the movement, pause deliberately for 2 to 3 full seconds while looking straight ahead, never down at your feet. Then lower slowly and with complete control, taking approximately 3 seconds to return to the starting position. The key to effectiveness is precisely this tempo. That brief pause at the top position is where the true magic happens physiologically. It forces your balance system and calf muscles to fire together simultaneously, exactly mimicking what happens in real life when you catch yourself during an unexpected stumble. Start conservatively with just 10 repetitions. Gradually work up to 20 or 25 repetitions as your strength steadily improves over weeks. This single movement improves ankle stability, enhances circulation efficiency, and sharpens reaction speed all at once. It represents one of the most direct possible ways to reduce persistent leg swelling while simultaneously lowering fall risk, all without placing excessive stress on vulnerable joints. We're now approaching the top 2 exercises, and this is where everything fundamentally changes in terms of impact and effectiveness. The second movement is the single leg stance hold, which integrates circulation improvement with balance training. This exercise claims the runner-up spot, and orthopedic surgeons consider it absolutely essential for anyone over 75. Before you dismiss this as merely a balance exercise with limited application, consider this shocking finding. Large population studies referenced extensively by the National Institutes on Aging demonstrate conclusively that the ability to stand on one leg is one of the strongest predictors of future falls, accelerated mobility loss, and rapid physical decline after 60. Adults who fail simple single-leg balance tests prove to be several times more likely to experience serious, life-altering falls within the next few years. Once falls begin happening regularly, circulation almost always deteriorates further rather than improving. Every time you stand balanced on one leg, your calf, ankle, hip, and core muscles are forced to contract continuously and intensely just to keep you upright and stable. That sustained, uninterrupted contraction creates a prolonged muscle pump effect, especially concentrated in the calves, actively pushing blood upward instead of passively allowing it to pool in your lower legs. Regular walking never creates this specific demand because you're only balanced on one leg for a tiny fraction of a second before shifting weight. Single-leg stance holds force the pump mechanism to stay actively engaged for extended periods. This is where circulation health and fall prevention overlap dramatically. When balance declines gradually, people naturally move less. When overall movement drops, blood flow slows measurably, swelling increases visibly, pain levels rise, confidence plummets, and movement decreases even further. This is precisely how the vicious downward spiral begins and accelerates.
To perform this exercise properly and safely, stand next to a sturdy countertop, chair, or wall and place one hand lightly on it for support. Shift your body weight completely onto one leg and lift the opposite foot just 1 or 2 inches off the floor. You don't need to lift it dramatically high. Stand as tall as possible. Keep your eyes focused forward on a fixed point. Consciously avoid gripping the floor with your toes. Hold this balance position for 20 to 30 full seconds while breathing normally and naturally. Then switch legs and repeat. That constitutes one complete set. Start with just 2 rounds per side. As this becomes progressively easier over several weeks, deliberately reduce how much you rely on your hand for support. Eventually, you'll be able to hover your hand near the support without actually touching it. What makes this exercise genuinely powerful extends beyond simple balance training. It's about what physiologists call time under tension. Those sustained muscular contractions keep blood moving efficiently, strengthen the small stabilizing muscles throughout your legs and core, and retrain your nervous system to react faster and more effectively when you stumble unexpectedly. Studies consistently demonstrate that improving single-leg balance significantly reduces fall risk, improves walking confidence, and helps seniors stay physically active, which proves essential for maintaining long-term circulation health. But here's the key limitation that prevents this from claiming the top spot. Balance training keeps you upright and stable. It doesn't fully restore optimal blood flow on its own. To accomplish that critical goal, you need the most powerful version of the calf pump that exists,
the one that surgeons across the entire world rely upon most heavily in rehabilitation protocols. The number one spot goes definitively to the standing calf pump hold. Once you understand what this movement accomplishes inside your legs at a physiological level, you'll immediately see why surgeons around the world prescribe it almost like medicine for restoring blood flow after 60. Here's something that shocked even seasoned surgeons reviewing long-term recovery data across vascular rehabilitation programs worldwide. This exact movement appears again and again in the most successful protocols, because absolutely no other exercise activates the calf muscle pump as powerfully, as safely, or as consistently after 60. This represents the most direct possible way to force accumulated blood out of the lower legs and back toward the heart, without requiring medication, expensive machines, or high-impact movements that stress vulnerable joints. Your calves aren't simply muscles that move your feet. They're sophisticated pressure pumps built into your lower legs by evolutionary design. When you rise up onto your toes and hold that position deliberately, those muscles squeeze the deep veins embedded in your lower legs and physically drive blood upward against gravity with tremendous force. The hold at the top is what makes the critical difference. It keeps the pump mechanism fully engaged long enough to overcome pooling, reduce swelling, and counteract sluggish return flow. Walking doesn't accomplish this completely. Ankle pumps prepare and wake up the system. Single leg stance holds train control and balance, but heel raises with a sustained hold actively move blood and keep it moving efficiently. To perform this gold standard exercise properly, stand behind a chair or countertop and hold on lightly for balance. Place your feet hip-width apart in a stable position. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as comfortably possible. Now pause deliberately. Hold the top position for 3 to 5 full seconds while breathing normally and looking straight ahead. Then lower slowly, taking approximately 3 seconds to come back down with complete control. That constitutes one proper repetition. Start conservatively with just 8 to 10 repetitions. Over several weeks, work up to 15 or 20 repetitions performed with perfect control. The hold at the top is where the magic truly happens. This sustained contraction keeps the calf pump fully engaged, improves venous return measurably, reduces swelling noticeably, and retrains the muscles your body relies upon when you catch yourself during a stumble. Clinical rehabilitation data consistently shows that seniors who master controlled heel raises improve circulation, walking endurance, ankle strength, and balance confidence all at once. Unlike high-impact exercises, this places minimal stress on joints, making it safe even for people dealing with arthritis or balance concerns when performed with proper support. So there you have it, 5 exercises that surgeons rely upon to restore circulation, reduce swelling, and protect independence after 60. Walking is wonderful and beneficial. You should absolutely keep doing it. But walking alone leaves critical gaps in your fitness. It doesn't fully activate the muscle pumps that move blood out of your legs or adequately train the balance systems that prevent falls. These 5 movements fill those gaps completely. The best part is they take less than 15 minutes per day combined, require no gym membership or special equipment, and can be performed safely at home. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these exercises surprised you the most? Or which one are you starting today? Drop a comment below because we read every single one. And before you go, don't skip the next video on your screen. It reveals one wall-based exercise surgeons now say works better than walking for building leg strength, balance, and joint stability after 60. Most people overlook it because it looks too simple, but the results are dramatic when done correctly. Watch that next. It could change how you train your legs from here on out. Thanks for watching.